Russia and the USSR is a damn good example of a group of people who just were not ready to try to implement a system like this. Russia went from a feudalistic system to a communistic system. If you read the philosophy, the theory goes that you went from feudalism to the industrial era. You go through your industrial period to a period of capitalism. And it's from capitalism that you end up starting to do things like socialism and communism. Russia never went through that. Russia just came right out of a feudalistic society, monarch type society, and they go, we want to go to communism. But you didn't have your industrial age. You didn't have your capitalistic age, so they tried to do all that shit at the same time. Doesn't work. That's why it couldn't work over there. But what pisses me off, though, I have to admit, is when people go and point at Russia and say, see, that proves communism doesn't work. No, it just proves that those people couldn't make it work. I personally believe that, and this might seem like a controversial thing for me to state, but I believe that if you really wanted to, you can make almost anything work provided you were willing to put in the work for it. And provided you're willing to go with whatever fucking ideal your particular thing you're trying to go for states. If you truly believe, let's say, the philosophy of democracy, the ideal for that to work, again, needs a well-informed and willing populace, willing to take part in government. If you were willing to ensure and make that work, then work. Communism, if you had a working class of people who truly believe they were able to control their destinies and were willing to dole things out equally, it would work. Of course, we got human nature in the way, so I doubt that would ever work. But I'm officially stating right now that I do not think communism can work, partially for the same reasons I'm saying right now anarchy possibly couldn't work, because people aren't ready for that shit. People are too selfish. We want shit for our own. People don't want to walk down the street and see that Johnny has the exact same house and the exact same car and the exact same amount of income that he has. He wants to be able to say, well, I got something else that makes me... It's not necessarily greed. Most people point this toward greed and say that, oh, I want more than you. It's not necessarily that. People just want to feel unique. We don't want to think that we have the exact same goddamn thing that this guy has. We want to think that, well, I have something equivalent but different. And that's the fear of communism and socialism and all that. And while we're on the subject, before I move on to the next question, if I hear one more motherfucker say that Obama and his cabinet are leading us towards socialism, I'm going to punch them in the fucking face. For two reasons. One, you want socialism. Yes, you. The one who's blaming Obama for socialistic shit right now. You want socialism. You want to know why I'm saying that? Because if the next day you found that you weren't going to get a social security check when you reach 65, you go up in arms. Don't try to call the kettle black. You want socialism as much as the next motherfucker. You just don't like it when you think your wealth is about to be taken away. Then you'll scream socialism. And second, this is a motherfucker who bailed out businesses so far. He full of millions of countrywide to help them foreclose on homes. Do you really think that's a socialistic idea? Pet peeve. Let me move on. Anon1696 asks me two questions. What is the most annoying logical fallacy to me? Oh God, I have tons. There's several logical fallacies that drive me up the fucking wall. Almost all of them. So much that before I did this video, I actually wrote down a list. And I've misplaced my list. So I feel like a moron now because I know I'm going to be giving them my terms, and my terms aren't necessarily the correct ones. Where did I put that goddamn list? I know it's around here somewhere. Oh, here we go. Find it. Alright, here are the ones that drive me up the wall, but there is one in particular that drives me up the wall the most, okay? Straw man. Actually, there are two of them. Straw man's one of them. I'm just going to read the list. Straw man arguments, appeal to popularity, consequence of belief, appeal to fear, begging the question, burden of proof, slippery slope. Those in particular always drive me insane, especially when you're dealing with the religious. However, two in particular are the ones that make you want to reach for your throat. Straw man. Not necessarily because it's so popular to do. That does bother me. But the fact that people constantly keep accusing other people of it and they're usually wrong. People, spread this around. Straw man fallacy is when somebody makes a proposition, you then bring up a different proposition than what that guy came up with, and then proceed to argue against the proposition you stated. So if I say I think cats are cool, somebody trying to come up with a straw man tactic would go, so you really think that scratched up furniture is a good thing, huh? What the hell is wrong with you? Scratched up furniture is horrible, it's fucked up. What? Scratched up furniture messes up the value of the furniture, it completely uglifies it, you gotta go out and buy another one? Are you really for this shit? What the hell is wrong with you? Now, did I say that? No, I said cats are cool. That's a straw man fallacy, okay? So many people, particularly religious nuts, tend to accuse atheists of straw man arguments. 95% of the time, they're wrong. Spread the news. Straw man fallacy is when you bring up proposition A, they come up with proposition X, and then argue proposition X. Okay? The second one that drives me up the wall is begging the question, i.e. circular logic. I hate circular logic. And it's something that people continually fall for all the fucking time. Now granted, it's an easy one to fall into. It's an easy one to fall for. It can be very subtle at times, but if you pay attention, you'll catch it. Basically, the easiest way to find out if circular logic is being used on you is if the topic in question is being used to prove its own existence. I'll use the classic, alright? I'll use the classic one. God is all-powerful and all-knowing. Well, why is he? Because the Bible says so. Well, what the hell makes the Bible an authority? Oh, because God wrote it. So because God wrote that he's all-powerful and all-knowing, that means that he's all-powerful and all-knowing just because he said so? That doesn't work. We need some outside evidence here. Basically, all you're telling me is that God is all-powerful and all-knowing because something that is attributed to him is all-powerful and all-knowing. How do we know that the Bible itself is not infallible? Because it's from God, and God's all-powerful and all-knowing. Circular logic. It drives me up the fucking wall. If people just understood the rudiments of logic, they would see how wrong this is. And you want to know what burns me up the most? I said that in the simplest terms. But there's probably somebody watching this video right now who doesn't see what's wrong with what I just said. That's why I hate circular logic and the people who constantly use it.